But tomorrow is a complete reaction to me being unable to attend events called Whiskey Fest, Whiskey whatever. When the tickets get to $300 and $400 to be in the room, I needed to create an event that I could afford to go to. Okay, so $65, $75, $85 ticket. And up at the Edgewater, we have about 100 distilleries with about 90 tables. We have well over 250, close to 300 products in the room. And the folks that made them. So if you don't have a ticket, please consider getting one. We are available tomorrow night, and we hope to do it again next year. But what we're doing tonight is we have an honored guest for the entire weekend. Bryson is at the end of the table down there.
I live in the north suburbs of Philadelphia. I've been writing about whiskey since '96. Spent 20 years as the managing editor at Malt Advocate, Whiskey Advocate magazine. And about 3 years ago, just decided I didn't want to do it anymore and walked out, and I'm just completely freelancing now. I've got this book, Tasting Whiskey, which I do have copies of, but I will happily sell anyone. It's the only time I'm going to plug it. I'm not going to bend your ear on it. But I do have 10 copies, so. And I've been trying to keep up with craft distilling, small batch distilling, whatever you want to call it. And it's crazy nuts. It's impossible. These things, like we're doing tonight, are the best way to do it. Go out, taste it. I mean, going to the place is really the best way to do it.
But I'm Travis Hazy, and this is Chris Biles. It's from the Dancing Goat Distillery, and Chris is our head distiller, master distiller there. He's got a long-term career obviously into distilling. Our group collectively is based out of Cambridge, Wisconsin. The process of it started about 5 years ago, and last November is when we were actually, go back 2 Novembers before, is when we actually opened to the public. So it's been a great time, great place, and we can get into what type of stills and all that stuff after we, some questions and from that nature. But our first release that we have out is actually Limousine Rye. Some things that we can actually go into later on when we start talking about different distillates and, why ours is different. And if any of you are readers of psychology, if you read Brene Brown, if you ever heard of her, if everybody ever saw her #1 big TED Talk, it can kind of round up to what's come along with American craft distilleries and American style whiskey, and American single malts and even this style where you actually can put yourself out there vulnerable and actually do different items and different things, a little bit than traditional style whiskeys, and there's nothing wrong with that. You have your bourbon, descriptions of what you have to stick to. I love bourbon. Bourbon's a great Americana and whiskey. We just wanted to do something a little bit different, and our rye is actually aged in used bourbon barrels. So just, like I said, and you're going to see in 10 years a great shift in American craft distilleries. There's going to be a lot of different style where people are going to be creative. They're going to put themselves out there, and some people are going to make some phenomenal products, which we're excited for.
I mean, why do we think it's the best? We think something is the
variety
best
is a good thing.
because we've had our choices limited. If you're choosing from, it's the best cheese. How many cheeses you had? I've had 7. There might be something, because right now, no, that's what I'm hearing from them, is what I'm saying. That's the whole thing. I don't care so much about.
So that's a question I hate all the time. We make a huge array of products, and the number when people don't, when faced with a decision, I'm going to try one.
Oh God!
Which one is the best? Is your gin the best? Is your apple brandy the best? Or is your whiskey the best? They're all very, very different spirits. And it goes back to the grain, or the sourcing of the botanicals from all over the world.
Possibly can. And whether you're born and raised here, quite honestly, I've been here since September of 2018. So I have not been here very long. It's funny because we talk about grains and we talk about that is the foundation of what we do. I came from Montana. We don't grow shit in Montana. You guys talk about winters. Come spend 8 months with me.
that's a winner, and you can't grow anything. And so when you start talking about wanting to be local and wanting to play that game, it is incredibly important, and it is what we're able to do here because of what we have. We are absolutely putting out the best products we can for what we want our names and our booths to stand for, and that 100% stands behind the grains we get. That's it.
All right.
Next question.
Want to compare it? Just like
Down there at the end of the bar,
See what was
Ed
the way you
O'Meara
liked originally, and that's
is going to
not-
win a bet in this whole room.
And then,
We're going to wait and see how it goes over.
Anyone have any burning questions that are driving them crazy that you really want to ask these people?
What is he drinking?
Hi, and welcome back to The Den. I just wanted to slip in here for a second and apologize to J. Henry & Son at Wollersheim Distillery. My camera started having a storage issue a little ways into the panel discussion, and I lost a lot of really great information that those two distilleries put out that evening. I also want to take a chance to thank the Old Fashioned that put this event on for free, giving up the space on a Friday evening. What a wonderful gesture, and I can't thank them enough for that. It was amazing to even be able to go to it, and to have it not cost anything was even better. They also allowed you to order food while the show was going on. And a lot of people enjoyed their ever popular Wisconsin Friday fish fry, and it was delicious because I snuck a bite off of someone's plate. Lastly, I can't thank Martin and Lou, J. Henry & Sons, Wollersheim Distillery, and Dancing Goat Distillery for all that they did that night. They put on a show before a show, which can be very taxing mentally and physically. They put it on so that it was very informative in a very relaxed environment that was very personable. It was really incredible. Everyone on the panel seemed like they were friends, which I'm pretty sure they were. And everyone in the crowd was almost made equal rather than having them be kind of that tier above. It was completely enjoyable, and I can't commend all of those people enough for what they did that evening. So, remember to go next year. And from my den to yours, remember, it's not the size of the den, it's the love of the whiskey. Cheers.